came that low with regards to our inflation levels, and that's quite interesting. And I believe the governor of the Bank of Ghana announced that their target for this year was, I think, was about a little under 12%. So I think it looks like they are on course. I have to look at the numbers. So quite interesting that we are seeing all of this translate. But you see, it also tells you how much it's important for us as a country to prioritize certain key sectors.
Right.
Transportation and cost of fuel. These are the two things that have really spearheaded this significant drop in inflation that we are seeing. Remember that just a couple of months ago, we saw transport fares go down by 15%. And then also we've seen consistent decline in fuel prices, 7 consecutive drops. As at the start of the year, we're buying fuel for about 15, 16 cedis, depending on where you buy from. As we speak today, some OMCs are selling below 11 cedis, quite a number of them. And that tells you how much progress we've made on the back of a strengthened local currency. The CD was adjudged, I believe, 2 months ago at the best performing currency in the world. And it's interesting that as at the time that we adjudged that rating, the CD had just appreciated by about 3 or something percent. However, even as of last month, we had some significant improvements in the currency, up to about 20% against the US dollar, which is quite significant.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
That means that very soon will be the best performing currency in the entire universe. Yeah, travel.
That's quite a stretch, but at least the context is still there. So yeah, it looks like things are panning out quite right for this government. They seem to be ticking the right boxes. But the concern for everybody in the business community is if they will be consistent with it. Sustainability, and that's what we are hoping to see. If you even notice at the moment, fuel prices are supposed to go up, but we've not seen much activity happening at the pumps. We're expecting fuel prices to go up between 2 to 5%. That's petrol and diesel. 2% for petrol, about 5% for diesel. However, we haven't seen much happen yet. We don't know if the oil marketing companies are deciding to absorb that difference, or they are taking their time to observe what their competitors are doing. I think one of the beautiful things about all that's happening, especially with the CD appreciation, is it has actually stiffened the competition between the OMCs on who is selling lower. So if you notice, a number of them have really dropped their prices significantly.
Because they know that we will hunt down those who have the most attractive prices.
Exactly. And so we've seen some significant drops in fuel prices that is inured to the benefits of consumers. And I'm hoping that as a country, we'll find a way to bring that level of market structure to other sectors. Hopefully, the consumer markets will also begin to experience things like this, so that consumers can benefit from that elastic competition between various trading companies. I think that there's too much monopoly to some extent from the trading side of business, that and because there isn't enough information about the markets, as a consumer that suffers. For petrol prices, we all know what if you want to know how fuel prices are doing on international markets, all you have to do is Google. If you want to know how the currency is performing, all you need to do is Google.
Right.
But how do you know the price or the cost of the rice that you bought that was probably shipped from Brazil or wherever some months ago? So hopefully there'll be some effort to bring more structure into our markets to help protect the interest of consumers, so that prices can go down even further.
Now, yesterday, Felix Kwakye Ofosu, and he's in charge of comms. He's the minister in charge of government communication. And he tweeted this yesterday. He says, on the day that the 24-hour economy policy is launched, inflation plummets from 18.4% in May to 13.7% in June. Right policies anchoring economic recovery. And I'm bringing this up because a lot has also been said about whose interventions are actually causing the good macros that we're seeing so far? Is it a result of policies from the previous government? Is it initiatives from this government? Is it all of the above? Is it the way that the dollar is performing internationally? Is it because we've been physically maybe more disciplined, at least in the first 6 months? We know that some stringent measures have been taken. That's forcing is an accountant, and if you know anything about accountants, theirs is to hold on to the best times. And I think that is translating as well.
Yeah.
The concern, though, is that once we start to meet some of our, or once we begin paying
the debt
back,
obligations,
meeting our debt obligations, how shaky will the macros look at that time, or are these interventions to also cushion us for that time?
So from what I have gleaned from some economists, they are saying that if we continue the trajectory that we are right now, the impact might be marginal. Because remember that just by the strengthening of the cedi, our debt portfolio, our external debt portfolio has shrunk significantly.
That's right.
So if we continue in that trajectory, it means that we don't need so much to pay as much.
Michael, explain that for us, because I get the concept.
Okay.
But for the benefit of those who are following along in the conversation, how does that impact the amount of debt that we have? I can't remember who it was on the floor of Parliament, maybe even Honorable Ataforsin himself, making reference to that by the sheer fact that the cedi has strengthened, the exchange rate is better, a lot of our debts have reduced.
Exactly. So your debt reduces in cedi terms, if that makes sense. So a typical example is that somewhere last year, if you wanted $100, you needed about 1,500 cedis to 1,600 cedis. Now, if you use the interbank rate, you need a little over 1,000 cedis. So if the goal is $100, suddenly when you required about 1,500, 1,600 to get $100, now you need just about 1,100 cedis. So in cedi terms, your debt reduces because your local currency is strengthened. So just by this analogy, you are saving an average of about 400 cedis on your debt just because your cedi is strengthened against the US dollar, and that's just basically it. But however, like I mentioned the other time, there's also the other side of it. If your debt is reducing, it also means that your revenue will be hit.
Okay.
I am sure that is why probably the president came in to clear the air that their target is between the 10 and 12, because if you drive it too hard, too fast, even though your debt will reduce, your inflows externally will also take a hit, because it means that if you had budgeted to get $1 million to get 1.6 billion cedis or something, now that $1 million will give you quite lower than you had projected. So I'm sure that's why they've also decided to keep it within the safe range of 10 to 12, which is quite commendable. We are hoping that they'll continue and sustain this, and then we'll see further strengthening, and then the quality of life of the average Ghanaian will improve. Because, like we said, now that inflation is dropping, Ellen, just look at you yourself. I'm sure if you were spending, for instance, 600 cedis on fuel, the drop over there right now brings you to a little around 400 cedis.
Yes.
And that's windfall for you.
Yes.
And that gives you enough, some more financial space. Let's even put it on the average Ghanaian who uses public transport. If your budget on transport was 100 cedis, when a 15% slash is implemented, now it drops from 100 cedis to 85. That gives you 15 cedis that you can use to eat free wache in a week. So those are some of the dynamics of it. That's why protecting the macroeconomic side of the economy is critical, because that's what hits us directly as everyday people.
It appears that sometimes, though, when the macros might be looking quite sweet, quite good, but that trickle down into the micros, that sometimes that connection is missing. It would appear, though, that we're seeing some connection, though, between what is happening on the macro level and then on the micro level, because what is happening on the macro level is significant enough for the everyday Ghanaian to also feel it. All right, time check, 15 after 7. Apologies for a lack of Johnny's Bite this morning. We're still looking into to the dailies and what some of the headlines have in store. The National Enquirer says 24-hour economy to create 1.7 million quality jobs in 4 years. Government commits some $400 million seed capital. And something that the president said yesterday, he says, we have moved from slogan to strategy, and that elicited some laughs in the crowd. I don't know. So we moved from slogan to strategy.
Fellow Ghanaians.
55% of Ghanaians support the 1 Ghana Cedi fuel levy. That's coming from Global Info Analytics. And we had a very wonderful conversation with Musa Dankwa yesterday, and I implore you to check it out on YouTube. We were able to look at some of the highlights from his latest national tracking poll. 70% of Ghanaians say that they are in support of the way that John Dramani Mahama is governing. And there's a breakdown of the scorecard across different sectors. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure you do so. It's the biggest sample size.
55% support the levy.
That's right.
Did it mention the percentage that were against and indifferent?
Yes.
It will be interesting to see what those numbers look like.
Yes. We can certainly get that for you. I've got the full report. I don't know what page it's on, but I'm not surprised by that.
Okay.
Whenever we've opened up the portals, or there's been a post on it, the comments all seem to suggest that they understand why it is necessary. And that's something that I put to Musa Dankwa. So whilst they don't go ahead and ask why, theirs is simply an opinion poll. Do you agree, yes or no? His thought was that the reason for which government is seeking to increase this levy has been maybe somewhat well explained. Because government says that we have inefficiencies in the sector, we have legacy debts that we must clear, we have to find a way to get a constant supply of fuel. My only gripe is, it appears that we're paying for the inefficiencies that exist, because it's not even just about the fuel or about the debts. It's also about transmission losses, the corruption, procurement issues, technical losses, and I don't know. The government says it's a two-pronged approach. Whilst we contribute our quota, they're also working on it. But I'll be watching keenly how high of a burden the everyday Ghanaian is taking. That hits. We're watching government to see how they address these inefficiencies, because up until when are we going to hear the same story?
Ellen, this is a very extensive one for me. First off, do we have any other option? No. Could they have reduced the rate? I think so. Would it have helped? I would have been in more support of this if by now we've had the list of persons that are going to be prosecuted or that are being prosecuted at the ECG for the rot that has gone on.
Right.
But if we are still paying lip service, forgive my ignorance, at this point, and nobody has been held to account, and you expect us to contribute to this levy and then put it into a sinking basket, then what's the point? That's my concern. I think that you have to show us that you are really serious about fixing the mess first off. If not, we're just giving a sports child more money and expecting him to do better. So those are the cracks that I think must be addressed. And the other side too is that the recent increment in electricity tariffs by about 2%. Part of the increment there was an allocation for fuel.
That's right.
And I thought that was a backdoor approach to introducing the levy. So why are we now bringing back the levy if we've put an element in it in the electricity tariffs?
That's right. That's something that has also piqued my interest. Same as you said, we're told this tariff. Well, first of all, we've got to increase the tariffs because we're in an agreement with the IMF. That's that. But that, like you said, there's a component there for fuel. And if that's the case, then why do we still have that increment on the side of fuel? And July 16th will come around and those monies will be collected, as we've been told by the GRA. I suppose some comfort though coming from government is that these monies are being collected in a separate, well-defined, allocated fund. But we've seen some before.
We've been told that the money that we are going to raise from the levy cannot fully sort out the bill.
But it can do something.
But my point is that, so it shows you that there's still an underarching problem that must be resolved. Because if you're going to tax us 1 cedi per litre all through the year and still it can't meet the target to buy fuel, then where are we heading? That's my concern. Where really are we heading with all of this? And we need to really tackle this issue of ECG head on and resolve it once and for all. And you see, my concern again with this levy is, you notice the uproar that came especially from the GPRTU when the government announced this policy. They felt they've been hook-winged because when you came to negotiate with them for them to reduce transport fares, according to the GPRTU, you knew you were going to introduce this and you never told us, and yet you made us reduce transport fares. So what if, based on this, the transport operators say they want to increase transport fares? For me, my challenge is that we need to be very holistic in our policy approach. If not, it will derail the gains that we are trying to make. If they increase transport fares right now, automatically the inflation conversation will be reversing.
Right.
And those are the things that we need to look at, and we need to be very intentional and strategic with whatever we do and tackle the issues by the horn once and for all. Somebody has to bite the hard nuts.
I agree. It's like putting a plaster on a gunshot wound. We need to be doing more than that. A few more on the front page of the National Enquirer. I think, Michael, you have something for us. And then we'll open up the phone lines and hear from you before the sports team takes over. Well, soldier lauded for rejecting bribe. I saw this one making the rounds on social media. Some of you might say, oh, but this is why should we applaud a fish for swimming? You should be avoiding, bribes anyway. But in this society that we live in, I think it's good for us to laud those who have decided to go on the streets. And now, if it were you, would you reject it? Anyways, Ablekuma North, and that's high up on the agenda for us this morning. EC to return election in 19 I don't know.
But it's sad because
it is.
It's a comfort is thing. We've not heard that proverb.
You have not finished the proverb, sir.
I was expecting you to complete it. I was setting the pace for you. AG moves to stop Arabes delay tactics. Group calls in Asante Hennes intervention. EC eats humble pie. Set July 11 to rerun 19 polling stations in Ablekuma North. Finally, that one too will be sorted. Abronya weeps for public purse looters. Drags Iyoko NIB AG to court over harsh bail conditions. Interesting one over there. So that was the New Republic newspaper. It's selling for 5 cedis.
Thank you for letting us know. We'll prepare our pockets as we head to the newspaper stands. Michael Ogbodu, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for bringing your very, very well thought out and reasoned perspectives to this morning's conversation. You do all.
Yeah, big one.
Time check, 23 after 7. We can open up the phone lines right about now and also hear from you. It's 0559 242 717. That's 0559 242 717. Alternatively, you can call us on 0556 910 154. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Yes, who's speaking, please? Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, this is Ajime Victor calling from Keta constituency in the Volta region.
How is Keta this morning?
Keta is fine, and I think the city defense is going on. The Blekusu, Agabaji there. The government has taken a pragmatic step, and they started doing the.
I see.
The city defense.
All right.
It's a good one there.
That's a good one there. Let's hear you, please.
Yes, I would like to say a very good morning to our Council of State from the Volta region. He's doing a human job. His name is Dr. Tanku. Madam, I would like to talk about Ablekuma because something is trending on social media. The MPP candidates said they will not accept the 19 polling stations. See, madam, were they not the same people just about 3 weeks ago singing, marching on the road that we want to save Ghana, from Ghana, we are going to save Ghana, and the elephant, the elephant is a winning symbol. Now they said the winning symbol has come. Go to the police station and go and cast your vote. Go and tell the people to vote for you. They said you know vote. So what he's trying to tell us is that you see the good governance that President your mama is putting up. They are afraid. Because what they are doing now, what your mama is doing now, it's a good governance. You can't see this in anywhere. So they are afraid. So I think if she's afraid or whatever, I think she can head to court. Secondly, let me talk about Temamoto Way.
Right.
Madam, when you are heading from Tema to Accra, I've been saying this every day. Ghana Highways Authority, Minister of Road and Transport, listen, there's no need for we, the citizens, to talk about it because you have been paid with our taxes. See, before you get to the 18th junction, when you are driving in the night, or they want people's lives to perish before they know that road is very risky. The post, or I don't know whether it's a fish or whatever, it's too dangerous. If you are first time using the motorway, or you are not familiar with that place, you crash your car.
And if you go at night time, you can be very, very, very hurt. All right. Thank you for your call. Let me get on to my next caller. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Helen. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I know this voice.
I know you know.
Why is it not coming to me?
It starts with you.
It starts with who?
You.
You.
The letter U.
Oh, urea.
Yes, man.
You haven't missed me. Oh.
No. I've been hearing you from the other side.
I see. Fantastic. All right, let's hear you, please.
Helen, I want to talk about something that you and I agree on so many times.
All right, and you lower
health.
the set for me just a tiny bit so we can hear you clearly.
It's about our health.
All right.
And Helen, it's about the FDA. I want to ask why they are not allowing celebrities to advertise for alcoholic drinks, yet they are allowing almost all hoteliers and food vendors to put hot food in rubbers. I just don't understand.
Urea, this matter, we have to take it up very seriously.
To go from food vendor to the other for them to be arrested, because this is something that everybody knows, yet they can't do it. But we know we can count our celebrities. So put our celebrities together and put all food vendors together and see the difference. Let me make it more worse. Where FDA head office is and where a National Registered Association of Nurses, the association head is, it's about 200 meters. And when you go to the registered nurses restaurant and you buy food, they put the hot food in the rubber for you. Yet FDA cannot go there and go and put sanction on what they are doing to stop it. So look at FDA and nurses. These two organizations, look at nurses, people who take care of people for them to stay fit. And one organization that is also making sure that we eat what is good or our health condition becomes very good. Look at what they are doing.
This matter, I feel very passionate about it as well.
Take care of our health and look at what they are doing.
As for this food and rubber campaign, I really want to take it up this year because it is killing us. It is.
And we are talking about the future of people who have been born today. You go to any vicinity, you see the children going to school with water hot in a rubber, squeezing, cocoa in rubber, squeezing. Those for market coming home, they are also eating in the vehicle in rubber. And we can't stop this. And we are talking about the future. Whatever policy you put in there today, and you endorse it and we applaud it, if you don't have children who come and take over to make sure that policy runs, it is a border country.
Absolutely. Urea, I'm happy that you're passionate about this cause. Let's keep drumming it home that we cannot keep eating like that.
One day it works.
I've stopped eating in a rubber. I've been highlighting it on social media, trying to get it.
Doing it.
Yes, and sometimes when you go to these vendors with your own bowl or you want leaf, sometimes they look at you in a certain way like, oh, take the pack, take the rubber. It's very, 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 very unsettling. You know, there are people whose livelihood depends on making the plastic, so they also have an interest in...
And these plastics are being produced by expatriates who don't eat in rubber.
Urea, thank you for your call this morning. Let's talk about this in some more detail. That was Urea on the line. The plastics. My next caller is on the line. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Pastor Dewale.
Welcome, my lady. Welcome, my sister.
Oh, thank you.
With your crew.
Thank you.
No, was it a deliberate attempt or a coup? You all left Brother Johnny.
Sometimes we play musical chairs here. We have to, move here, move there, move here. It's one big family.
It reminds me of fella. The late fella of Nigeria. Zombie no go unless we tell her make it go.
Exactly.
But the soldiers should not be offended with me this morning.
Let's hear you, Pastor Diwali.
Yeah, you see, Brother, you have said it all. I think what you have just showcased to us or draw our attention to is equal to Galamsey.
I'm telling you, Pastor Dewale, I'm telling you.
Galamsey. Even to me, it's worse than Galamsey.
It's even worse. I mean,
it's worse, my lady.
I wish the president would really crack down on this.
I think as we are speaking through this medium, those that be will do the needful. But for now, Operation Protect Yourself. Let's buy food in our own bowls and our own plates. I think we are Operation Protect Yourself. My sister,
I like that. Yes.
24-hour economy or the Assem Naba. We all know the lyrics during the election.
Yeah.
It was launched yesterday successfully. Let's see the implementation on the ground. I'm already in motion. May the late former president Atamis rest in, Professor Atamis rest in perfect peace. So my sister, all that I want, and I like the coordinator, the presidential advisor,
Guzi Tano.
He said, he said all criticisms are welcome. So this morning, my first one, I'm not criticized though, by reminder, Commander Sugar Factory, it must start operation.
Absolutely.
At their jute factory, which was producing 60,000 per day. We now left that one. Everything was built before the S.Y. Mahama first administration left office. It was left to no attention. We were bypassing going to Cote d'Ivoire to buy from people who were producing 6,000 jute cocoa bags per day. Look at this, 10%. We're rather traveling, going to buy. It should come to operation. I used to start factory. Special initiative in the days of ex-President Kufuor, which started under this man, Movement for Change, the leader. He brought those ideas. It has been left to rot. In fact, all these things should come back. As a human rights farm, when all these things come back, then I believe we are domesticating the economy. As now the city is having gain over other foreign currency, when we domesticate the economy, then I think there will be more food.
Absolutely.
In fact, even if our salaries are not increased yearly, we can still manage. We'll be able to rent from what we earn. And I believe we'll have the days of what? As the president quoted yesterday, Kwame Nkrumah vision is back. And I believe,
thank you for that.
To me, Achampon vision is also back. Feed yourself. Have a blessed morning.
Have a blessed morning. Let me get on to my next caller. And thank you for your patience. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my sister. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Who's speaking, please?
This is Lincoln.
Akwete man. How are we doing?
I'm fine. You?
I'm doing great. Let's hear you, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yesterday we saw what happened. Finally, the 24-hour economy is launched and is going to help the economy. Our ministers, the DCs, MCs across the country have to grab it to make sure it will reflect in the lives of the people. My sister, yesterday I started something on this network. Something is happening, and yesterday I even told my brother, Johnny, to help us. It's all about Universal Merchant Bank. They are doing something to some of us that we don't understand. The Akufo-Addo bad economy for the past 8 years. Universal Merchant Bank is telling us that after paying about 3 and 4 years loan, we have 1 more year to go because interest rate has gone up 2021, 2022. And we are not happy. The bank wouldn't like to listen to us, so we are organizing ourselves. We are mobilizing. We are going to demonstrate at every branch of Universal Merchant Bank in the Accra metropolis. My sister, it's not easy. Paying a loan for 4 good years consistently, and then they will slap us with another 1 year. It will not happen. So if they don't want problem, they should stop deducting our money. Or we will hit the branches and they will understand what we are talking about.
Lincoln.
Thank you.
Thank you for that one. Let me get on to my next caller. Hello, good morning.
Hi.
Hello. Papa miss you. Happy birthday.
Thanks so much. Yesterday you all made my day. Only you and the rest of the team. You made my day. Thanks so much.
Thank you too.
Unknown to me, someone that is so close to me is your secret admirer.
Hey!
I'm telling you, it will shock you. What you posted on your social media about my birthday.
Yes.
I posted it to him. Said, I don't want to reveal it.
Yes,
Later we'll talk.
We'll talk on the back end. I'll call you on the back side. But let's hear your thoughts for the morning.
Right. So let me just touch on. Having Uncle Gusitano leading the charge for the 24-hour economy, Charlie, I know Ghana will succeed. To the young ones, they may not know him, but Uncle Guzi is a great thinker and a master planner. He listens a lot. You understand what I'm saying? So we are safe. But one thing, MPP, why are they running away from the rerun?
You mean in Ablekuma?
Yes, why are they running away? They said that they are stronghold. Why are they running away? Rerun. You see, sometimes Ghanaians don't know what is somehow good for them. I'm telling you for a fact. MPP, the UP tradition, anything that they hate turns out to be good for Ghanaians. See the way they wanted to jail the governor of Bank of Ghana, Dr. Joseph Siama, and then the Minister of Finance,
Dr. Forson.
Yes. See, look at the way they are performing now. Look at how the city is faring. So I'm just urging Ghanaians. At any given time you hear MPP saying they don't like this, take note. That thing is the best thing for Ghana. You understand me? I'm urging Ghana. And again, the last thing, I've been complaining about the Customs Division. The head there, Brigadier Ashonana, I beg of you, change the sector commanders. Change them. Change has happened at the military front and the police front as well. We need that change. It seems as if Brigadier General Ashonana, the slow motion is too, it's not desirable at all. Have a good day.
Have a great day.
I salute you.
We'll be waiting for the cake. And that was Papa BC. Let me take my final caller and then we can make way for the sports.
Hello, good morning. Hello?
I think I lost that caller. Let me try again. Hello, good morning.
Helen, good morning.
Yes, who's speaking, please?
My name is Daniel Ashita. I'm speaking from Omole.
Let's hear you, please.
Helen, if we are talking of good governance, what is good governance? If what John Mahama and DC is giving us is not good governance, then what again? Helen, I'm asking you a question. If this is not good governance, then what again is good governance? That is what I want to know.
I see. Why? Is somebody disputing what is going on so far?
Because if MPP person can sit on TV or radio and said he wants John Mahama to fail, is the person being a good citizen? It's very bad. So means the MPP, they don't want Ghana to progress. They don't want the progress of Ghana. It's all about their selfish interests. It's all about them and their family. And it's not about the ordinary Ghanaian. John Dramani Mahama is putting measures into place where every Ghanaian will have the comfort to live here, where every Ghanaian will have something to do, so that at the end of the day, you can get something on your table. So I don't understand. And why are they running away from the rerun? If they say Abekuma is their stronghold, I am pleading to all Ghanaian youth that the good measures that John Dramani Mahama is putting in place, let us embrace it. The 24-hour economy has finally been launched. Let's take advantage of the opportunities John Mahama is creating. Let's not fall for this MPP hula balu before it is too late. My greetings to Logas, DVLEA CEO boss. Logas is doing marvelous work at the DVLEA.
Thank you so much for your call.
He should keep it up. Helen.
Yes.
Good day.
Good day. And that's where we park it for Community Voices this morning. Time check, it is some 21 minutes to the top of the hour. Of course, sports will be coming your way. This is still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.